a trisexual. I'll try anything once.
Welcome to Revirginized.
And today we are recapping season 3, episode 5. I'm Candace B.
And I'm Jay like the letter. And I'm so glad that we're back for episode 5. I am no longer coming at this with the amount of disdain that I might have in the past. So I'm glad at that. I still have, I still have some itches to scratch with it, with the episode and all that. But I'm looking more forward to it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm on the same page as you. When I was watching, I was expecting to hate it. And I'm like, oh my God, it's actually pretty good. I mean, there are a few things that kind of annoyed me a little bit with the storyline, but I said to myself, this is a pretty good episode, like almost all throughout.
Okay.
And yeah, it it's starting to feel like that old Sex in the City that we love. And I know there's like people who are just like, but this isn't just like that, it's a spin-off. Let's be so clear. This is not really a spin-off. This is literally Sex in the City, but they just didn't want to use the name.
It's a continuation, yeah.
Right, like this is still that. And I really liked the flow of this episode. I was just annoyed because it kind of felt like they were going to introduce some like messiness with Carrie and like an affair kind of situation.
My God, you've been saying that for 3 episodes now, girl. Give it. Put that down. Put that down on the table. Don't pick it back up. And the affair would be crazy. Where did you get the affair thing, by the way?
Okay, so this one was me overthinking. At first, I got the little affair thing off the trailer when... Actually, no, not overthinking. I got it off the trailer when she was like, oh, my neighbor, my new neighbor. And the next thing you know, you see like a clip of the neighbor in like a suit and whatnot in her house, in her kitchen. Why? Why? And then they set us up because when she was calling the gardener, who's sexy, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought there was going to be like a little bit of flirtation with them, and I'm glad that there wasn't. But they were like setting us up to, I think, see like, oh, Carrie's out and she's hot down there. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yes. And then this episode, why are you getting him a gift basket or whatever?
You know what? I wasn't with the whole affair situation or didn't think that it was a possibility at all. When the gardener thing, I will say it's more of a possibility now with the neighbor, because there's something romanticized about that neighbor when it comes to, they're both writers. They live in the same structure. They physically live in the same structure. There's tension already. They started off with tension. She has sympathy for her. So it's more of a valid argument now, I would say. But since we're already there, I will say I'm liking the openings of the episodes. What I said this last week, and I have to say it again, they're giving us these very cinematic shots, openings, and they're making us feel like beautiful. This looks great. Look how grand and grandiose and there was something majestic about it. And I like that. I like that. I like being able to have those visuals because it's the entry to the episode. You want it to be pleasant. You want it to be good. You want to like it. And then it goes straight into her seeing the neighbor walk in. He just traveled in, whatever. He's only there for half a year. So it kind of painted a picture of what the episode was about. So I liked it. I like that, the opening and how it led into the rest.
I did too. It's just MPK, because I'm going to stop saying the writers, right? Like, I just feel like he'll be this close to having a little bit of magic in his hands, and then he'll just out of focus and throw it out, right? Because I like the little tension with them. I like that they're both writers, but please don't give us an affair. Please do not give us an affair. I don't trust MPK to say, oh, maybe they'll just hate each other. Or maybe she'll just learn how to compromise, because I feel like in this episode, we did get to see a lot of selfish Carrie. More to come.
Oh, yeah, and I want to get into that. Because So Carrie, this episode was navigating, dealing with her neighbor. Her downstairs neighbor, as everybody, all of us who live in apartments know, when an upstairs neighbor is just walking, it feels like they're rocking your apartment, depending on where you live. Even if they're just taking the slightest bit of steps, you feel like they're knocking you down from the roof, right?
Yeah. They might still be stomping in your place.
I know, right? And she's having to deal with this with her downstairs neighbor because he's frustrated. He's a writer. He needs to get his sleep. He has writer's block, and he cannot sleep because his neighbor, who happens to be Carrie, is so loud, according to him, and she's just walking around in heels. So there's a lot that goes on because she's having to kind of like mute herself in a way, but then also taking in Miranda because Miranda's still, homeless. She still doesn't have a place. And at the same time, she's having to navigate, her place in so many different ways. She's doing the gardening work and all that. So it's a lot that she's dealing with when it comes to the apartment, but she finds a way to juggle it. I don't know that it's in the best way, but she finds a way to juggle it. So wait, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a neighbor come complain that you were too noisy, or have you done that to a neighbor?
What? When I first moved in this this building, I lived on the 5th floor.
Yeah.
And so my apartment is pre-war. It only goes, my building, sorry, to 5 floors. So I was at the top, right? And apparently I walk really, really hard. But this neighbor complained about everything. She was so bat crazy that I would be at work and my landlord would be like, oh my God, hey, sorry to bother you, but like, if you can stop walking just a little short because she's already complaining and it's annoying. And I'm like, I would literally put my phone on speaker so they can hear my kids, because I'm a teacher, screaming in the background in kindergarten, losing their minds. And I'm like, sir, I'm at work. Like, so because I lived on the last floor, I never had an issue with anyone above me.
Yeah.
But she complained about everything, down to the walking, I was single, right? Like, I'm super single. And she goes, oh my God, the person upstairs is love making. With who? Casper the Friendly Ghost? Like, with who? Like, oh, she's up there having sex, ma'am. Like, I would love to live in Sex and the City world, right? But like, that is not with who, right? It was just yes, 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 yes.
I get it. So you've gone through a little bit of this, so you get what Carrie's going through a little.
But see, Carrie. Here's the thing. Carrie's not willing to compromise. Maybe this is a bad example because at some point I wasn't willing to compromise either. Like I took my shoes off, but she was crazy. Like she was insane. But Carrie, I feel like, dude, like you're furnishing your apartment, get a carpet, get a rug. Like Carrie, you do work hard. There goes my accent. You do walk hard.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like you can.
Also, but she said it. Really... She said she's having trouble selecting the carpet, right?
Yeah. Okay. About that. Okay. Yes. All right. She's having trouble selecting a carpet, but you couldn't take your shoes off. You had Miranda take her shoes off because, quote unquote, she knows how to walk in heels.
That was rude. That was rude.
And then I think what made it worse is like, Carrie, clearly you don't because he's complaining that he can't.
Literally. Yeah, that was pretty wild. So I think she approached it in a gentle way because I feel like she was kind of intimidated by his approach in the beginning. She was trying to figure out like, okay, wait a minute. Whoa. You're coming at me a little too strong. And I feel like it wasn't until Miranda and the girls kind of like balanced her out where she was like, okay, now I know who this is. I feel like if it would have been like a regular schmegular person, I don't think she would have had the same empathy as she did with him or been as kind to him as she would. Cause I feel like it was Miranda coming back at me like, he's the writer. It was all 3 girls because Samantha, also had an input in this, which was interesting. But I feel like she approached it gently. She was just a bitchy Carrie to the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel like asking Miranda to take off her shoes and her not taking them off was a little, yeah.
Bigger than that, right? Like she was just so like rude to her. Like, did you just eat my last yogurt? Like, Granted, if you do see that it's a yogurt and it's the last one in there, like
Mm-hmm.
clearly it's for her because she's like, since when do you eat yogurt? I thought it was like a house yogurt. That was cute, but I just feel like she found so many different ways to nitpick with Miranda. Like she's walking naked, she hates it. The banana hates the
God,
banana.
I am about to say something, and I'm about to put myself on blast.
And myself too, because I feel like I know
I
they're gonna.
am this guest host. I am this host, and people have difficulty being guests in my home because I am the no shoes in my place. I need to use the shower, so you need to get out right now. I am going to take my hour-long shower, even if you're waiting. I am this, and mind you, I now, after a lot of therapy, I now know how to explain it because I never really had a guarantee of even having a home. So to me, it's like I've built such a comfort routine where I live, everywhere that I live, that I will choose not to interrupt that comfort routine. And that is my coffees in the morning in the balcony. That is my hot cocoa at night on the couch watching TV. That is all of those things that make my home, and I will not have anybody disrupt them. So when Miranda ate her banana, ate her yogurt, drank her cola, wouldn't take over, I kind of understood. Not only that, Miranda is a house guest. Miranda's a house guest. There's rules that you have to follow when you're in somebody else's house. You're walking around butt ass naked in the middle of the night. I'm sorry. Where did these rules bend for these kind of things?
Swallowing. It's so funny because I hear what you're saying, right? But I just feel like, Carrie, Miranda. Although I will say this, I feel like if the shoes were reversed, Miranda would have done the same because Miranda had a very hard time letting Steve, I don't know if anyone remembers, into her life for those reasons.
When
Like
he
all
moved
those
in?
little things, yeah, like she hated them, right? Like she wanted him to do this and do that. And I feel like if you eat her last yogurt, oh my God, she'd send you straight to hell. But I'm so guilty because I'm a naked person. Like as holy and Christian as I am, like I am naked.
Guilty. Yep,
Like
guilty.
I am that naked friend. I'm sorry. Like if
Yep.
you're ever around me, you're going to say I belong. I literally belong somewhere where people are naked all the time. Um, but anyway, I don't know. I just feel like it was such an interesting dynamic to see. But I still feel like Carrie was a little too hard on her. And even going back to the writer, like she could have been nicer, although I thought it was hilarious when he gifted her those damn slippers.
Oh, I wanted to
And
hit
she,
him. I would have thrown them at his face.
oh my God. But let's be so for real. Her outfit was giving old lady. Like I hate, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about this. I hated almost all of the outfits for majority of the episode. It was,
Really?
yes, majority of the
Oh
episode,
no.
awful. No, like awful. And she comes in and I'm like, Carrie, what in the Mr. Rogers sweater is this? Like, I don't like it. And then the old grandmama, like, I'm a nanny from like the 1890s skirt. And then you're mad because he gave you old woman slippers. Ma'am, you look very much old woman. That's what it's giving. But he was so wild for that. I thought it was hilarious.
You know what? I, for a long time, didn't think fashion was an art or a talent or an ability. And I quickly learned, moving to New York City, I quickly learned that it was. And I will say, in watching the show, I can notice how, oh, you need a good stylist for this type of show. And you don't have that right now. Like, you don't have what you had in Sex and the City. You don't have what you had in those iconic looks that made, such statements.
Where's Patricia?
I'm with you on that one. But yeah, and she was dealing with a lot, and I feel like Miranda also wasn't really accommodating her as the host and being the guest. So, trashing the table that Aidan got her, I think was when I started getting frustrated.
Yes. Speaking of that table, I
We said it
called
last
it. Did
week.
I not
Mm-hmm.
call it?
You did.
I said it. I said they want to set us up for her to be all
Mm-hmm.
disappointed and all of this, but I had faith in my boy Aiden, and I knew he snagged at that table because he's such a romantic
I love that. I
Lord.
love that he did that,
I
honestly.
please get blessed with a man like this. Where is he? Oh my
God.
God. The
Well,
great
he's not in New
lifeline.
York. I'm sorry, but he's not in New York.
No, but he's also not out of state because the guy that I was like head over heels over for like a year and like 6 months, all these like he was literally like me, like so nice, so sweet, so every like, oh, it was amazing. But like, where is it? Like, where's my table? So
Girl.
it's clearly not in New York, and it's not in the tri-state either. But anyway, I thought that was so sweet, and my heart did break for her because Miranda like had all her shit everywhere, like,
Girl.
and just like the elevator does not go to the top. Like, not once did she say, "Oh, brand new table, so maybe let me not throw all of this on there." And then, not only does she spill the Mexican cola, she takes the scarf, which I think was Hermes. Like, I swear I think it was a Hermes scarf. She takes it and she tries to clean the table. Do you guys know that
Girl.
Hermes is handmade? Like, are you kidding me? You can't take the scarf like that and clean the table.
I think Miranda was not playing fair. Neither was Carrie. I think Carrie letting her in was already a mistake. I didn't think it was a recipe for success. I think they know each other enough to know that it was just not going to work. So I didn't see it happening. But and all that craziness, Miranda is asking Carrie to let her ask Seema to help her with finding a place. But Seema's also struggling with having to structure her own firm because Seema's out on her own. Seema, her company got sold from underneath her, and now she's struggling to. And I wouldn't say struggling, but now she's really having to hit harder to make it on her own and go on and make her own firm. So, as at the end, she was willing to help and all that, but Seema's also going through her own shit.
And speaking of struggling, Seema really is struggling, and she's on the struggle bus because did you notice who denied her loan? Do you know who that was?
No. The actor?
That is Linda from 23 years ago because we're recycling actors. That
Wait.
is the same person who denied Carrie her loan.
Wait. The apartment loan.
The apartment loan in like season 4, episode what? Season 4, episode 13, right? Like, this is the woman who told Carrie, "You're not a desirable candidate for a loan." Linda has
Yeah.
no chill 23 years
Oh,
later. Sis is
wow.
still at that bank, and sis is still telling people basically that they're not good candidates.
Wow, had I
I thought
spotted
that
it,
was
I feel like
gold.
it would have hit the comedic rhythm because I feel like there was a joke that I was missing when I was watching the scene because it was built like a comedic kind of sketch. Now it just hits. Okay, it's a callback. It's a callback. Got
That's
it.
what it was.
Well,
That's what it
see,
was. And I'm like,
Seema,
wow, they have such crazy luck.
I love that. Now that you tell me that, I love that. I'm gonna have to rewatch with that knowledge to see how it feels. But Seema got denied the loan, so she probably won't be able to go do her go make her own firm. But she is in business with Miranda because she will be finding Miranda a place. And if the commission is right, she will use that to build whatever the firm is gonna
Oh,
be next.
of course. But also, my thing too is, and maybe this is just true to New York City, side note, how does someone like Seema not get approved for a loan? Like, Seema has money. Like, maybe I don't know how loans work, but like, she's not.
Well, it's also a business loan, and also it's something that you have to justify, right? So when you justify it, that's why the lady at the bank was letting her know. Wait, her name's Linda, you said, right? That's a big coincidence. So Linda was telling her everything that she justified it when she's like, "Do you need these expensive outfits? Do you need a driver? Because when you get a bank loan for a business, you have to justify every single thing that you're going to use it for."
Okay.
And so Seema sees it one way, the bank's gonna see it a different way. So it's a little difficult. And she is a woman, and banks tend to not favor women when it comes to business loans. But I thought the linking up with Miranda to get her a place was cute because that's what's gonna help her probably get the firm. So most likely next episode we're going to see her take Miranda to a few apartments, a few places for her to decide where to go. And that kind of leaves Charlotte in Lonely Island where she is dealing with Harry, letting her know that he has colon cancer.
Oh my God. And why
How
are
do
they
you feel about
aging?
that?
I mean, this is the drama that we've been wanting. So actually, I hate that I'm going to say this, but I love that storyline because this is a drama we've been waiting to see, like that punch for them.
I wish it
Hopefully he doesn't.
wasn't Harry and Cancer,
I
but yeah, I
know.
agree with you.
I know. I would, honestly, if it would have been Charlotte with cancer, okay, for a few reasons. One, we know they're never going to kill her off, right? Like she's a main character. And it would be nice to see her like trying to navigate life with a diagnosis this heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
and having to be taken care of for once, right? Like,
wow.
so I would have liked to see, I mean, I would never want anyone to go through that, but like, I would have liked that dynamic a little more. Harry going through it is sad because one, it's Harry, but two, these writers, they tend to just do wild shit. And I'm like, don't kill off Harry. Like, don't have us like,
Yeah, the risk
oh,
of
everything's
losing him.
okay. And then you sucker punch us at the
Yeah.
end of the season. Because I remember when you were saying that, I think last episode, like, you don't think that they'll bring, like, that the actor will ever come back after the season. Like, you wouldn't be surprised or something along those
I would
lines.
not. And I'm expecting it too.
Like, right, because the way that they're writing these characters, like,
Yeah.
did you not notice he looks like a vampire, number one. Like, his eyes are kind of red, and we know he doesn't
Yeah, they
smoke.
are
He's
not
already
doing him
limping.
justice. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's walking with a limp, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Harry, if you don't straighten that back, sir, like, if you don't straighten out and be the Harry that we fell in love with, like,
Yeah.
you're killing me. So, saying all that to say, I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last season and they kill him. And I hope not.
Yeah. I think the sentiment that we've been having about everything centers on Carrie, it has carried through in the past 3 seasons. And I feel like it's more like since they killed Big, they had to eliminate Steve and Harry. Since Carrie had to get a new place and now they all have to work. It's been since Carrie this, all of them that. You know what I mean? And that's when I struggle with the whole Carrie is the center of the story and it maybe Carrie's time is long past. I don't know.
I'm not even sure. I can't even tell you. But one thing I did notice that I thought was great was I love how Charlotte is just like whipping her family into shape. And she's trying so hard not to tell everyone that he has cancer. And I didn't think she was going to be able to. I for sure thought that he was like, Charlotte, don't tell no one. I thought we were going to cut to a scene where she's at brunch with everyone. And she's like, Harry has cancer.
Yells it out.
Right?
Yeah, because that's so Charlotte. I was expecting it too.
But it's been, I really enjoyed like her little arc on this episode.
Yeah.
And I love the way she whipped her kids into shape. When she told Lily, you are not going, like, don't even bring it up again. I'm like, this is the mother Wyatt needs.
And that's what we were asking for. That's what we were asking for the last episode.
Like, can you go to Virginia and yank his ass? Because this is what he needs. And I'm like, yo, Charlotte, she may seem like a pushover, right? Like she may seem soft, but when she has to lay it down, she lays it down. And I loved it.
I loved it too. I loved it too. And for context, Charlotte and Lisa plan a glamping trip. And have you heard, are you familiar with the Governor's Island glamping, whatever? Yeah. I think it's Great Escapes or something. They do these glamping situations and they have everything that you think a camp would have, but in like a fancy way. They have, they have a whole spa with a sauna in it. They have like the bikes and the bike routes and all that kind of stuff. And I think they've made a chunk of Governor's Island just for that. I don't know if they own Governor's Island, but yeah, they have a chunk of Governor's Island with that because I know the tents are there and all that kind of stuff. So it was cute that they did this. It was a cute getaway that they had, but Charlotte was dealing with the news and not being able to share it. And you could see her frustration. And she was trying to get the girls to be more appreciative, but at the same time be compassionate to Harry, but at the same time keep the news. It was so Charlotte, and I'm glad that this happened because it gave us the Charlotte that we've been saying that we wanted in those moments with her. It gave us that. And I'm sad that it took this long to get here, but we finally got to see the Charlotte, right? And they're sharing this trip with
Yes. And oh my God. And there was such a beautiful scene. Cause she, speaking of Lisa, for the first time ever, we see Charlotte like really snap, right? Lisa and Herbert are having an argument over like chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
And she just snaps at them. But, because it's Charlotte and that's not her nature, like it passed, nobody talked about it, like all's forgiven.
Yeah.
But when they're in like the little pool or whatever,
Yeah.
it was such a beautiful scene when Lisa asked her if everything was okay. And like, do you want to talk about it? And Charlotte was like, mm-mm. But you could tell like she was holding back so much emotion.
Yeah, she wanted to talk about it, she just couldn't.
And Lisa just understood. And like Lisa, like for me, it was like Lisa just gave her a million virtual hugs.
Yeah.
Right? Like mental hugs. And
Yeah.
I just thought that exchange between them was just like so beautiful. And, just Lisa in general, I really, really, really love LTW. I mean, I know we say this all the time.
She's amazing. She's amazing.
She's
the
amazing.
actor and the character.
And for context, right? Like she has her editor. What's his name again? Marion. What's his name? I don't know.
Marion.
And he's really sexy. Like he's so sexy. And they're like coming back from Atlanta or whatever. Like they were on a work business trip, and Herbert gets a little bit jealous because he sees like a selfie with them. And he's like, oh my God, so he didn't tell me like he was a hunk, right? And then they're just like bickering, and Lisa forgets like chocolate for the s'mores, but there's more to it, right? It's never just about the chocolate.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, it's about a sexy fine ass chocolate. But and I thought that was pretty cute. Like I like that they were invited because you're not gonna invite Carrie, you're not gonna invite Miranda to the glamping. So I like that we got to see like how really good friends they really are, those two couples. But I still felt like her storyline was lacking, like this episode. Like I feel like we're just gonna for LTW, yeah. Like I feel like we're gonna keep getting less and less, kind of like with Seema. Seema's turning into like Anthony. Like here's like something quick to show like they're still alive.
Which we predicted 2 episodes ago.
We did, but I feel like it's also gonna happen with LTW.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't that much with them.
Yeah,
there wasn't that much with them.
You're right. My hopes were that her project with her production was just going to expand, and it was going to give her a lot more meat to show off on camera, and that I thought losing her company was going to spiral her into like a business venture. I didn't think she was just going to end up at a bank asking for a fucking loan. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and that's actually really sad because we're talking about how like we love this episode. This episode felt great, even with Carrie, which I do want to go back to just a quick bit. But like even with her little flirting or whatever, like I still thought this was a great episode, but they just don't know like how to weave in the characters in a real way where they're all getting like meaningful airtime, I should say.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the old series of Sex and the City, everyone got like equal time, right? Even if one storyline was a little more focused, like you still got a fair amount of Samantha, Miranda, Charlotte, and it was, it was stable, right?
Yeah.
Like you knew what was gonna happen. It was like beginning and end in 28 minutes for each character. But here it's just like whatever. Like let's just say something to say with these characters, whether it makes sense or not, right? Like because
what I'll say to that, Sex and the City felt like these 4 girls in New York City, and just like that feels like Carrie and these other 4 girls.
Yeah. Exactly. That is exactly what it feels like. And it's so nice when we're seeing everyone else outside of Carrie, right? Because let's be for real, we know it's Carrie's show. Like we know this is SJB's show, but we've also grown to love these characters and we're invested, right? We're invested in what they're doing. So just give us a little more, like, and then it goes back to make it make sense. Can you give us a little more context of when she went to Atlanta? What is she doing in Atlanta? Why is she in Atlanta? When did they get on a plane to go to Atlanta?
Yeah,
we just met him.
Did we know about the Atlanta trip? Because, okay, so it wasn't until they showed us Marianne with Lisa on that plane. And I thought they were going somewhere. But then it hit me when she was at the glamping and New York City was in the back. I was like, oh, so they weren't going somewhere. They were coming back from somewhere. And I was just so confused. The Atlanta situation, because even if they mentioned it, I don't think it was a part of anything. So what happened in this trip? Did they sleep together? Is Lisa about to tell Charlotte that they hooked? You know what I mean? Like, what happened? What's going on here? You know?
Especially when she's like, "Oh, I have a like little crush since we knew," right? But give us a little more, and that's why I think I miss the narrating, right? Because when Carrie was narrating in the original series, even if like we picked up on something a little random from a character, she'd give us the backstory. Like
Yeah.
she'll be like, yeah, in just a few weeks, and just a few days ago, she boarded a plane and they went, but things got a little blah blah
Yeah.
blah, and then you see the scene, right? Like,
Nothing fell through
but
the cracks.
this is just, and I love these characters, so the last thing that I want to see is, oh, they're on the screen. Let me just skip because I know it's going to give nothing. Kind of like how we were doing with Anthony and Miranda. Oh, they're
Mm-hmm.
on the air. Like, let's just skip because I know it's going to give us nothing. But all in all, I thought it was a really good episode.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get to see Aidan, I love that we got to see Aidan. I
Yeah.
love the Samantha text. Right? I just
Yeah.
knew they were gonna keep her alive. I
Also,
knew
you
it.
really
And she's going to
you
make the
liked that.
cameo.
You liked
She's
that.
going to make a cameo.
Okay. Okay. I again, I feel about the Samantha interaction, the off-screen Samantha interactions. I don't know, the way that I feel about Carrie right now. I feel like it's unrealistic for Samantha to be a throwaway name. So I appreciate that Samantha is alive. Believe me, I do. Because they could have come up with some crazy shit to have put Samantha into. But I appreciate that Samantha's alive in this universe. Well, I just wish they would give Samantha more weight, and they can do that in another way, even if Samantha is not physically there. I wish if the Samantha text were every episode and it was a part of, oh yeah, well, I'm texting her, I'm calling her, I'm all of these things. Yes, I give it a yes.
Yeah.
But if the Samantha interactions are a text on the 5th episode of the season for a throwaway, it's for me, it's probably not as much as I would have wanted it to be. But overall, I would say there was a lot of enjoyable parts of the episode. I liked the production of this episode probably more than most of the other episodes in the season. And with that, I am going to ask you to rate the episode and give us your worst and your best.
Okay. I'm gonna rate the episode a 4. I am. What I think was the best was just all the funny comical moments. Like Miranda slipping that note under that guy's door
Oh
and
my
him coming out
god.
like that night.
Oh my
Or
god.
even her snapback comments, like, I remember when all you had for breakfast was a cigarette, like,
Yeah.
hilarious. Or when Duncan Hines, or whatever his name was, when he gives her the slippers, like, the comedic relief, I thought, was just gold.
Yeah.
Something that was bad for me was, and I'm going to go back to this, is again, like, I think the way that they're setting us up for a possible flirtation, because, and I read too much into these things, but I'm kind of on the money. When she
Okay.
took her heels off at the end of the episode, right?
Oh
On
Lord.
one hand, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna overthink this. On one hand, I was like, oh look, she's not being selfish, right? Like the rug clearly, I guess didn't work for whatever reason, I don't know. And she's taking off her heels to be nice and accommodate someone else. But then my brain said, no, she's trying to really please this man. She's taking off her heels because I said what I said. How,
Okay.
how can you not see it like that? It's so obvious because you got these ugly ass runners that you didn't even know how to set up nice and neat in your house. Okay. You did it, and they were awful. And they were
Yeah.
awful. And I need you to throw them away by the next episode. So you got these like little runners, and you mean to tell me that wasn't enough? You still need to take your heels off, which you should have anyway. But now I think you're taking it off because you like him, and now I'm pissed.
Oh
Like now I'm
no.
pissed.
Oh
The runs were
no.
not enough. Like,
Okay. Okay. So let
the
me do my
worst.
rating because this sounds okay. So for me, the episode was a good 3. It was a good 3.
You were gonna do it.
It was a good 3. It was a good 3. I didn't appreciate them throwing Harry's cancer at us in the way that they did. I didn't appreciate them showing Seema in the dumps where it's not a reflection of Seema at all, or the Seema that we've gotten to know. And nor did we get Seema as much as we wanted. We don't know where the hell Anthony is in all this. Which I will say, it felt refreshing. Yeah, it kind of felt refreshing. It was like, okay, at least we didn't have to complain about the Anthony thing. There were some tonal issues for me when it came to the episode, but overall, I enjoyed the episode. It was a good 3. I will say my worst moments in the episode, I got the feeling when it came to Miranda becoming Carrie's guest that they felt unfamiliarized with each other. When Miranda goes, "Oh, since when do you eat yogurt?" It's like, this is her best friend. This question of when do you eat yogurt? It seems a little off for Miranda to be asking. I would have taken it from Charlotte or Seema, but for Miranda to ask it, I'm like, and then I don't know. There was some unpleasantry interactions between them that I could have done without. It is what it is. But again, that worst moment is so minuscule that it still overall the episode was really good. My best standout for the episode was Lisa's tap on the back to Charlotte on that pool. When Lisa put her hand on Charlotte's back, it said so much without saying anything at all. It was, I got you. I am here for you. I don't know what you're going through, but I am standing here with you. So I really got to enjoy all that. I really liked it. I hope that they're going into new directions that at least they're going to make us like something. It's like, it's been a yes, no situation. So, hey, we don't know. We really don't know. Although I feel like the car might already be crashed. We're kind of looking at the parts like, oh, this is salvageable. This is something I can still use. So I don't know. I'm there.
I mean, someone's definitely gonna cheat. I said what I said.
Oh my God. Wait. So I am going to ask you a question for the after show because now I want you to break something down for me. I have questions to ask.
Yeah. Definitely. And honestly, I can't wait for the after show because I have some other stuff that I want to talk about as well. But
okay.
Overall, and I want to hear more about like your issues. So definitely, let's bring that up in the after show. And just like that, this concludes episode 5, which it feels like was pretty good for both of us, albeit I don't like your rating, but that's neither here nor there. Before we close out this episode, guys, again, thank you to all who subscribed. We see you. We love you. Continue to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Continue to follow us on all of our socials, on Threads, on Instagram. We are Revirginized Pod. Definitely do not forget to like our videos, comment, interact with us, because you do have the opportunity to win over $100 in Revirginized merchandise. And we've been adding a lot of stuff to our website. So we have more shirts, more logos, like different variations.
Yes.
So you guys definitely want to check that out. Continue to write to us. Someone sent us a DM about the show. I mean, we love it. We live for it. We're the ones definitely writing back to you guys. So thank you in advance, and we will see you guys next week. Revirginized is a production of J. Breyer Allen, hosted by Candace B., produced and co-hosted by J like the letter.